the Niners could offer Brock 45, 50, 55 to appease him. Or they could offer him 397 because that's all they have to pay him. And if Brock doesn't like it, he could hold out. And if Brock holds out this year, the Niners could trade him because they could finally say, you know what? We wanted to keep you. We offered you a lot of money. You didn't want it. You threatened to hold up our whole season. Not happening, Brock. You're replaceable. So we're going to trade you, and we are going to trade for Kirk Cousins. Don't hold your applause. Don't everyone just give me your standing ovation all at once. Here's the thing about Kirk Cousins. Let me spell it out for you. Is Kirk Cousins a better quarterback than Brock Purdy? No. But if the Niners were to trade for Kirk, he has 3 years left on his deal, and his base salary this year is $27.5 million. Next year is 35. Year after that is 35. 35 plus 35 plus 27.5 is 97.5. So they could get Kirk for the Brock Purdy, you know what I'm saying? Like for the Brock Purdy rookie deal to franchise tag. It's the same exact amount of money. So Brock, if you want to take that deal, you're the guy, man. You're the freaking guy. But if you insist on 120 million, 150 million, dude, we're getting Kirk because you're not that much better than him.
I can't.
And I love Kirk Cousins, and we hang out and talk, and we just talk about life.
Yeah.
We're just friends at this point.
You guys have known each other for a long time, huh?
Like, you're a good guy, but you're 24, bro. I'm 45. Me and Kirk just we when I talk about the 80s, he understands the 80s. There's a mutual understanding. You were born in 2000. It's hard.
Yeah, no, I get it. You'll tweet rap lyrics and Kirk knows it every time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Brock's
Totally.
like, I went to church and I was born in 99. I don't understand. Yeah, sorry.
Just
Listen to
Brock
country.
is like, can I maybe get like some just communion? Like that, I would just appreciate that.
Can we talk about Chris Stapleton? Kyle's like, no.
That's a crazy pull. I was not expecting that pull.
Absolutely
Chris
not.
Stapleton pull on the Grant Cohn shit.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that pull.
Look, we're talking about Shedeur Sanders, Aaron Rodgers. Let's get real. You said earlier in the show, does Kyle change? No. He wanted Kirk Cousins in 2017. He got derailed with the Jimmy Garoppolo experience. You think he's changed his mind? You think last year in Atlanta made Kyle change his mind about Kirk? Again, if it's Brock at 24 years old for 3 years, 97 million, obviously you take him. But if it's Brock who wants way more than that, or Kirk for that exact amount of money, it's Kyle, man. It's Kyle. And you know Kyle thinks he made Brock to begin with. You know he does.
He for sure does.
He for sure does. And
I think
he might
he
be
gives
right.
him his credit, but he's still like, I think a good bit of him thinks that.
And it's like Brock, all that scrambling that Brock does. You think Kyle gives a shit, honestly?
No.
I don't think he cares. I
No,
think
he
he
doesn't.
feels like, dude, all my plays work. If you just had the vision and the arm, you wouldn't have to ever move, especially what I'm calling play action. Like, you scrambling around is telling people that my play didn't work. And that kind of pisses me off because they all work. Didn't you get the memo? They work. All of the plays.
Are you saying Kyle's like that kid in like math class or something like that, and you have like a group project, and he's like, you know, we're failing because of all of you. I could have done this myself, like that.
Correct.
Vibe. That's okay. Yeah, that fits.
Yes.
That fits.
If we had Kirk in my when I did this with Kirk, we got an A. You really think Kyle and Kirk are never going to work together again? You really think they're never going to work together again?
They should not. For the sake of humanity, don't do it. Don't. I'm sorry. I really wanted to like be on your side with that, but like
I'm not advocating for it.
Okay,
I'm
true.
not advocating for it. I'm saying we know Kyle Shanahan, and the fact that we don't think this is very likely to me is just straight up delusion. This is year 9 of Kyle. He doesn't change. He still listens to Lil Wayne like it's 2009, and he still texts Kirk Cousins every night. I don't know. Maybe I don't know about that, but I imagine they are still very close. And I don't know if they talk about it in text or not, but I think there's still a hope and a fantasy that they could reunite one day, like on a beach running in slow motion, and boom, they're back, you know?
Yeah, I see what you're getting at, and I see the idea that you're going for, but that idea.
So it's like, let's lowball Brock. Let's let him hold out. Maybe he'll request a trade. Maybe he'll make it easy for us. Maybe he'll give us no choice. And we'll have to get Kirk Cousins. Oh, darn. That sucks. It's not what we wanted to do. Oh, oops.
That would be really funny. That would be so funny. But that idea belongs in one place and one place only, and that's Kirk Cousins and Kyle Shanahan's dreams. Okay, that's where that should only.
That's where like John Lynch and Jed York and Parag have to come in and be like, no.
Yeah, like just God, no.
No, we're not doing this.
Like, would you rather run it with Mac Jones than Kirk Cousins?
Correct. I think yes, absolutely. Like, no doubt. No question.
What about Aaron Rodgers?
Shedeur Sanders. I don't. Why are you? I don't like the idea of paying more than a rookie deal for a quarterback you're not that into. Like 30 million, 40 million, dude. He's either that guy or you got a guy on a rookie deal. I don't want the middle class. I'm bougie.
Yeah, you're bougie with it, but like
I want top of the line or I want knockoff.
You know what I feel like is kind of bougie though? A bunch of MVP trophies. That feels kind of bougie. I think that'd be better. Like if we're talking about plan B preferences, I think I'm the guy that has MVPs and that is like maybe a sociopath, but like he can really throw the ball, you know? Like I'll take that. A legend.
Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is a far superior plan B than Kirk Cousins. That is so obvious. But again,
just making sure.
We're trying to be like, we know Kyle, right? And we know Kyle and Kirk can work together, have worked together. They are more than just compatible. They're friends. Are Kyle and Aaron Rodgers compatible for a month? I don't think so. And they probably know it too. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe Aaron's thinking, no, I would love to play for Kyle Shanahan. And then a weekend he'd be like, nope, hate it.
So here's exactly how I think that would play out. Because I'm totally down with getting into this what if scenario now. Yes. I think that Aaron would want to do it with Kyle because he did it with Matt. So he did it with LaFleur. So I think he's like, oh, I've heard all these great things about Kyle. I'm going to go in.
I know the system.
Exactly. He's like, I'm set. And then he gets in there day one and he calls an audible. And then Kyle screams his head off. And he's like, okay, bad idea. Regret this.
Do you think Kyle would have the guts to scream his head off at Aaron Rodgers? It's one thing to do that to Jimmy. Jimmy's not going to be in the Hall of Fame. Jimmy's not going to have a podcast anyone listens to. Jimmy has no horsepower. Aaron Rodgers does. And he's weird.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is more important to the history of football than Kyle Shanahan is.
Ooh,
he is.
I don't know, honestly.
Aaron Rodgers is a top 10 quarterback of all time.
You're right. I agree. Trust me, I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Aaron Rodgers is a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, Super Bowl champion, multiple MVPs. He's done a lot.
Kyle hasn't been a coach of the year or a champion. But he's number one in our hearts, which is what matters.
What's bigger than that, though, look at his coaching tree. That's what you should do. Look at how many coaches in today's game are from him. That's the only thing that I'll give him credit on, because that tree is legitimately, I think, one of the craziest coaching trees like of all time. It's so many top guys. So many. Like if you want to try and shoot.
Are you putting McVay in his coaching tree? I would put McVay in his dad's coaching tree.
I think it counts as both. I think you can play it either way. They were under his dad, but like at the end of the day, it's still the Shanahan system, and he's like kind of a thing of his dad.
What if McVay says Kyle's in my coaching tree? Fuck that.
That'd be really funny. I'd love to see them bicker. That like
I'm a better coach than him. How do I have to be in his coaching tree? I'm legitimately better than him.
Oh yeah, he is. Oh, McVay is a lot better. Oh, and his team's gonna be really good this year too. Ooh.
I just think, Brock, if you're watching, you need to understand that you don't have the kind. You think you have a good relationship with Kyle, and you might, but you don't. I'm being serious. You don't have the kind of relationship with him that Kirk does. And Kyle would rather have you, obviously, because you're young and you're here, and the locker room likes you. But if you start asking for a lot more money than Kirk is making, I don't know if it's going to go so well for you. Because again, look at Kirk's contract. It would be 3 years, $97 million for him to play for the 49ers. It would also be that for you if they force you to play out your franchise tag. So you could ask for market rate. You could talk about Tua and Goff as much as you want, but I think it's about Kirk. I think it's about the options that Kyle Shanahan has. And you can't underestimate how much Kyle adores that man, adores him.